Hello and welcome to another item creation guide for Pathfinder from D6 Damage. Today we're talking about scrolls. Now in general, scrolls are kind of similar to potions, but they have a number of restrictions and benefits that potions don't have. So the main things you need to know about scrolls are: you can make a scroll of any spell at any level. If you want to make a scroll of wish, go ahead. But the only person who can use that scroll is a caster who has that spell on his list. And an arcane caster can't cast a divine scroll, and vice versa. So say for example, if you're a bard who has Cure Light Wounds, if you find a scroll of Cure Light Wounds, you can't necessarily use it. Just other general use points about scrolls. Scrolls are one time only. Now before you actually can use the scroll, first off you have to know what it says. There are a couple of ways to do this. The easiest way is to just cast the Read Magic spell. The more complicated way to do it is to do a spellcraft check. The DC for this is 20 plus the spell level. Now once you know what the scroll does, that does not activate the spell. That's important to remember. And identifying it in this way is a full round action. Another important thing to know about scrolls is if you don't have the ability to cast it, then you can't cast it. As an example, if you're a wizard with an intelligence score of 17, you couldn't use a scroll to cast an 8th level spell. Alright, so once you have a scroll and you know what the spell is, if your caster level is equal to the scroll's caster level, you can cast the spell without needing to make a caster level check. If you're below the caster level of the scroll and can still cast it, you need to make a wisdom check. Don't worry, the DC on this is like 5, it's really easy to make. But if you don't make it, you'll suffer a spell scroll mishap. And some of those are actually kind of funny. One thing that might happen if you mess up your wisdom check is an uncontrollable surge of magical energy deals 1d6 points of damage per spell level of the scroll. Or the spell strikes the scroll's user, or an ally instead of the intended target. Or the spell takes effect in some random location within the spell range. Or possibly the spell's effect is contrary to the spell's normal effect. The scroll user might suffer some bizarre effect related to the spell. This should only last for 2d10 minutes, or as long as the spell's duration is. Some innocuous items might appear in the spell's location, or the spell might have a delayed effect, occurring at some point within the next 1d12 hours. Alright, now that you know how to use a scroll, what are the kind of spells that you should make scrolls of? So this is very much of a wizard thing to do, although clerics are equally applicable. Scrolls are a great way to store spells that you don't have the space to prepare. So that's standbys like mage armor, shield, and stuff like that. You know, your utility spells. Basically a lot of the same stuff that I went over in the potion video. When you actually sit down to make a scroll, it's going to cost you 12.5 gold times the spell level times the caster level. So once you get into higher level spells, yes, these scrolls can cost you quite a bit. And the DC of that is 5 plus the caster level. So if you're trying to create a scroll of fireball and get the full 10d6 into it, the craft DC is going to be 15. So it's a fairly easy check. Thank you for watching this item creation video from D6 Damage. If you're interested in class analysis and strategy guides, check us out on YouTube. Thank you for watching.